My name is Kevin Burke, and I am one of the owners and trainers of Phase Gym in Birmingham, Alabama. We're in the middle of the coronavirus outbreak, and my hair is a hot damn mess. Haven't had a hot haircut in like a month. But I wanted to start this channel, especially right now in the middle of all of this, to talk about how fitness can change lives, how living an active lifestyle can impact you personally, spiritually. Ooh, my hair. Personally, spiritually, and emotionally. And I plan to talk to people, clients, people that I don't train, that I have seen go from having struggles with whatever and changing their lives for the better by eating better, working out, meditating, whatever it is that has changed them for the better. And I can't start that out without telling my own story. So here we go. I have struggled with my weight most of my life, actually. And when I turned 30, 12 years ago, I went and got a physical, got a regular update, and thought that I was going to go and hear like, oh yeah, you're good, only to find out that I was about 30 pounds overweight. I had high blood pressure and high cholesterol at 30. So I was following the same footsteps as a lot of my family members with high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I have heart issues all throughout my family. And I remember sitting there thinking, like, how in the hell did this happen? How did I let myself get to this point? And what was I going to do to change that? So I started by running. As something that I wanted to do. One of my goals at the time was to run a marathon. And so I started by going to a park in downtown Birmingham called Lynn Park, and I would run a block, walk a block, run a block, walk a block, and would do that for a certain time period. And got to a point where I could start running the whole thing, then started training for a half marathon. And so I started incorporating the long runs that you involve with a half marathon training plan, and would go to the gym regularly and ran my first half marathon in 2007, 2008, I think, something like that. And was like, that was cool. Didn't have plans to do a full marathon, nothing. And but I was going to continue doing half marathons. So I was really involved with Team in Training at the time. They raised money for leukemia and lymphoma research. And they started a Saturday run group. And so I started attending the Saturday run group. And several people in that run group wanted to do a full marathon. And I was like, I'm not going to do the full marathon, but I'll train with you. And, we'll just have a good time. Well, of course, I got into the training, was like, I can do this. So I did my first full marathon that following year. And started having issues with my feet. So I had plantar fasciitis in one of my feet, continued to train, got plantar fasciitis in the other foot. And even though my weight had come down a lot, it had not come down enough. So maybe I'd lost like 10, 15 pounds when I probably needed to lose like 30 or 40. So I was in complete denial about the whole thing until I finally was like, I got plantar fasciitis in one foot, got plantar fasciitis in the other foot. I'm clearly doing something wrong. It's clearly my weight. I need to change something. So this was 2 marathons in, and I started managing my calories. So I used MyFitnessPal and started looking at what I was eating, how much I was eating, which was really the problem, and started cross-training. At the time when I was training for the half marathons and the full marathons, I was doing things like the elliptical on certain off days. So I was doing some cross training, but I started lifting weights again to build just some general strength to help my running, and then also give my body some sort of a different challenge. And so I did that, lost about 40 pounds, got faster, stronger, got a little crazy with the distance running. Me and my friends were running we went through one summer where we decided we were going to run 20 miles every Saturday. And we did it. We had a great time. That was the summer of 2010, probably one of my favorite summers ever. And because of my journey and how I had evolved to this point, people started asking me questions and saying like, hey, you're motivating me. What can I do to change my lifestyle? And then I started becoming more interested in like coaching people. So I was coaching other runners to do half marathons, full marathons. And then I got very passionate about the idea of cross training, because what it had done to me was changed so much of how my body looked, how my body felt, how I was running better. And so I started toying with the idea of starting a gym. So, and I wasn't really quite sure how to do it, how to start it, what that would look like. So I hired a trainer who specialized in high intensity interval training, because that was what I was really interested in, was that level of cross training. Because I kept thinking, if you run so hard on your feet and you wear your muscles down, you need a way to like build muscle that can still give you that cardiovascular benefit. A lot of runners will tell you like you have junk miles, where you go out and run like 4 or 5 miles and it's really not really doing a whole lot other than just kind of maintaining. And I wanted to replace that with some sort of core-based strength training. And so I hired a trainer, started getting into like learning how gyms work, how personal training studios work. Hired another trainer. I mean, I was apparently doing pretty well at the time financially. I don't know how. I would never be able to do that now, because I own the gym and we don't make shit. But I hired a different trainer who did natural movement training, and really just started developing my own program. And then a friend of mine and I were talking one day. He was interested in opening a gym, as was I. And so Phase Gym was born 5 years ago. And we have grown and evolved as a gym. But what we really wanted to do, because both Martin, my business partner, and I, we come from different areas, where he was like a skinny bitch and I was a fat ass. And so we both come from like different spectrums of the fitness world, but we come together and really wanted to create a gym where no matter where you were, that whatever phase you are in your life, you can come in, feel comfortable, welcome, and work out and like change your life for the better. And so that's how Phase Gym was born. And we have seen that happen over the course of the last 5 years, where we've seen people just transform their minds, their bodies, just everything about them. And it's been really cool to see. And that's what's motivating me to do this channel on YouTube, so that we can tell those stories in a way that will motivate others. There's a lot of people out there showing like the how to get in shape, but nobody's really telling the story of people that come from nowhere and have changed their lives. And I think that's an important thing to tell. I have several clients with autism. I've watched exercise completely transform them. I have a young man with Down syndrome that I train that also is like super incredible. These are people that I plan to talk to. Train people with eating disorders and worked with them on helping them build strength. I've taken people that are like really overweight, helped them become not overweight anymore and in better shape. I've trained distance runners to run marathon. We've done a lot in our 5 years, but I think that those stories need to be told. And I think that as we tell them, we need to remember where we come from. And even in the last 10, 12 years that I've been in shape, I've actually still struggled with my weight sometimes. I like alcohol. And carbs. I'm part Italian, as you can tell, because I keep doing my hands like this. And so, I've had to learn a lot along the way, and had to make some really, really tough choices myself, even though I was working out on a regular basis, on what was better for me and my health and my well-being. So those are the stories that I want to tell. Those are the stories that we're going to tell. And I hope you enjoy it. Thanks.